Brooksaw Antiques here. Today we have this 1950 Olivetti Lettera 22, made in Italy, vintage portable typewriter. I'm going to show you how to use the functions and make sure they all work. If you've done any research on the Lettera 22 or the 32, you know this is one of the best typewriters ever made. Absolutely amazing, over 70 years old, and it looks and feels like they just made this for 2025. Up top are the margins. I'm gonna set this left one on 0 and the right one around 75 or 80. That's about the length of a page. And these are your paper support arms that flip up from the back. Get a piece of paper here. And this is the paper bale that sits on top. It's got 2 rollers that are adjustable from side to side. Once you hear the bell, you're at the end of the margin. You hit this line space, get you back to the beginning. It skips 1, 2, or 3 spaces. Right now we have it on single, but if you want double, you just flip that switch 1 notch forward and it skips 2, 1 more notch, and it skips 3. That works good. We're going to keep it on single for now and finish typing. As you can see, all the keys type nice and none of them skip or stick. I'll type a sentence on the next line. Absolutely amazing. It feels like you're typing on a cloud. It just feels so good. This is the best condition Lettera 22 that I've had. In functionality, it's just super smooth. I really love this typewriter. It's got a little scratch here and one on the side, but as far as actual function, this thing is so nice. The print looks really good. One of the best typewriters ever made, like I keep saying. It won awards. One of the awards it won was something like the best technology of the last 100 years or something like that. To pull the page out easy, there's a switch on the right side. You flip it forward and it unlocks the rollers underneath the platen, allowing you to pull the page out easier or load thicker paper like carbon copy or cardstock. Make sure you flip that back before you load the next page or else it won't load correctly. And as I mentioned, that was back in 1954 when that award was given to this to the manufacturer for this typewriter. And then the 32 came about 15 years after this, and they just upgraded some of the stuff. It's a little bit smoother in some aspects. This is supposed to be sturdier. I did it side by side at some point, and I don't know, I think I might like the 22, especially this specific machine right here in front of me, better than the 32, just because this one is so nice functional, you know, just the functioning of it, really nice. All right. What's next? Shift on each side and a shift lock on the left. To clear that, just hit the shift button again. Backspace on the right side. Very smooth. This red button is the tab. Right now we have one set in the middle, and to clear that, you push this lever on the left up. So now we have no tabs. To set a tab, you push it down. So on the 32, it's the opposite. 32, you push up to set it and down to clear it. This is the opposite. So we're just going to keep one set right there in the middle, so that way the next time the tab button gets hit, it doesn't go slamming all the way to the end, causing wear and tear into your typewriter. This blank key is the margin release. You get to the end of the margin, it blocks you from typing, and if you hit that margin release, it does allow you to go all the way to the end. That works good. To pop the hood open, we pop it from the front like this. It's got a spring. Actually, this one doesn't have a spring. The 32 has a spring, I believe, in the front. So, or the spring is up here inside of it. All the brand new ribbons loaded on the left, so it's pulling to the right, and it's got special spools. I believe you can use the generic ones as long as you have the thumb screws to put on top, and it will work with that. Touch control on the left here from 1, 2, 3, and 4. The farther back you go, the more tension there is when you hit the keys. And the farther forward you go, the less tension you have to hit for them to print. And to switch the direction of the ribbons, behind the spool is a holder, and you just switch it to pull in the opposite direction. So if you push it to the left, it'll pull to the right. If you push it to the right, it'll pull to the left. That works good. We're gonna keep that pulling to the right for now. And this will snap in from the back first. You hook these in, and then it pops down from the front. Am I missing anything on the keyboard? The color selector is on the right side here. Right now we have it all the way on the top, which prints the top portion of the ribbon. When you have it all the way down, it prints the bottom portion of the ribbon. When you have it in the middle, it doesn't print any ink at all. It just leaves a stencil for copying purposes. We're gonna put that on the top so we print the top portion of the ribbon. Although it's a solid black ribbon, if you have a black and red ribbon, it would print that bottom portion would be printed in red. What do we have on this right side? Just a carriage release. Very smooth carriage. It's like butter. It's unbelievable the technology that was put into this 70 years ago. Carriage release on this side too. And we already did the line space and disabling the line space if you go all the way back to 0. And if you push in the knob, push in the button, it does the same thing. So you can get to an exact spot on the page. And this is kind of annoying, but this is your carriage lock, and that accidentally locks all the time. Right there, if you push it down, it'll lock in the middle, so when you have it in the case, it doesn't go banging around. It's more, to me, I don't really like it because it, if I had this typewriter for my personal use, I would disable that because it just gets in the way too much and it locks up on accident a lot. But I'm gonna keep it the way it is and let the owner decide. Now available on eBay or Etsy, search Brooksaw Antiques.